Hi guys, welcome back to next session. Today we are going to discuss about congruences in unit number 4, right? The topic is congruence and its applications. Before entering to the topic, I would like to ask some questions regarding this topic. First Republic Day is Jan 26, 1950. Could you tell what was that day? Similarly, Mahatma Gandhi born on 2nd October 1889. Is anyone can able to tell what was that day? Can we answer this kind of questions? That's what my question. Yes, of course, we can tell through the mathematics. How? By using congruence relations, right? What do you mean by congruence? Congruence is one of the most important aspects of mathematics. We know that mathematics is a useful and powerful tool for science and society. Who introduced this word congruences, or who found about this congruence? The German mathematician Gauss developed this congruence concept. So this picture shows Gauss uh, uh, diagram. This one. So I now introduce the definition of Gauss. Congruence is a statement about divisibility. If an integer m not equal to 0 divides the difference a minus b, we say that a is congruent to b modulo m, and is written as A is congruent to B mod M. So here this M should not be 0, right? So whenever one term is dividing another number, so we can write like this. So this has to be read as congruences, right? This is the symbol for congruence. Again, one more way is there to describing congruences. Let m be a positive integer. An integer a is congruent to an integer b modulo m if m divides a minus b. So this indicates how can you check whether one number is congruent to another number, one function is congruent to another one. So using this concept, whenever m divides a minus b, we can tell it is congruent, otherwise not, right? So symbolically, we can express this a is congruent to b mod m, right? Here m is the modulus of the congruence relation. If A is not congruent to B mod M, we say A is incongruent to B mod M, right? If it is not congruent, we can tell it is incongruent, right? We use congruence in everyday life. For example, congruence mod 12 to tell the time of the day. Congruence mod 7 to tell the day of the week. Congruence mod 1 lakh is used in odometers of automobiles, right? Look at this example. If it is now September, what month will it be 25 months from now? Suppose if I am asking this question, will you start to count this month is September, next one is October, November, December? Are you going to count up to 25 times? Definitely not. So for that, I'm going to apply congruences. The answer is October for this question. How? So, but the intersecting fact is that you didn't arrive at the answer by starting with September and counting of 25 months, right? Instead of that, without even thinking about it, we simply observe the 25. So, per year we are having 12 months. So, just divide this 25 by 12. What will be the remainder? 1. So, already we are having September. Next, the next month of September is what? October. That's it. So, this is the way here actually here a congruent symbol will come. So, through this division technique, we can find out the any month, any day, in anything we can able to find out. Even entire that calendar system will be based has to be based on this congruences concept, right? So as I said earlier, the extension of division algorithm is called the congruences, right? Similarly, if it is now Wednesday, you know that in 23rd days it will be Friday. This time you arrived at your answer by nothing that. So suppose if I am asking about day, you just divide by 7 because per week we are having 7 days. So in 23 how many sevens are there? After that what will be the remainder? Using that you just create this. So 23 is equal to, while I am dividing, the remainder 7 3s are 21, right? The remainder will be 2. So today is Friday, today is Wednesday. What will be the 23rd day? It is after all Friday. So with respect to your remainder, you can tell the day, month, year, everything is possible. It's because of congruences, right? What are all the applications of this? Using congruence, we can find out whether the number is even or odd, right? I hope you might be familiar with even and odd numbers. If A is congruent to 0 mod 2, then the number is even. Obviously, while we are dividing, if we are getting remainder is 0, that number must be even. If A is congruent to 1 mod 2, then the number is odd. So this is the simple trick. While we are solving, we can use this for finding whether the numbers are even or not, even or odd, right? For solving this congruences technique, we suppose to remember some theorems and results. So look at the first theorem, properties of congruences relations. So first one is reflexive, second one is symmetric, third one is transitive. These three things are very important. In our previous semester itself, we used this reflexive, symmetric, transitive in the name of equivalence relations. I hope you would have remembered that. So come to this point. What is the reflexive property? A is congruent to A mod M for all A belongs to integer. Symmetric property, if A is congruent to B mod M, then B is congruent to A mod M, right? And transitive property, A is congruent to B mod M and B is congruent to C mod M, then A is congruent to C mod M. So these three properties are very important, right? So let me start the proof of these theorems. Since M divides A minus A, so because in congruence, how can you check whether this is congruences exist on the given problem? The condition is M divides A minus B actually, right? Here the B itself has to be taken as A because of symmetric condition. Therefore, M divides A minus A equal to 0. So we are getting some remainder. Therefore, symmetric, reflexive is existing, right? Look at the second one. This is for symmetric. A congruent to B mod M, then M divides A minus B. Am I right or not? Whenever you are writing the congruences technique, this A minus B, just bring out this B to left hand side, right? And this number should divide this M, this A minus B. Then only the congruences technique is existing. Even which implies M divides, I would like to take out minus outside, M divides minus of B minus A, right? Which obviously that while we are applying division, that remainder must be positive, which implies M divides B minus A. So we can write B is congruent to A mod M. So we are taken A congruent to B, we are getting B is congruent to A mod M. Therefore, symmetric condition is existing. Next one is transitive. Transitive means like splitting interval. A is congruent to B mod M and B is congruent to C mod M. Obviously, just jump about this. Just cut this B and B. For example, I am telling, then A is congruent to C mod M. For solving this, what is the condition for these two actually? M divides A minus B and M divides B minus C. Then its addition also will be divides, because according to addition property, that is linear property. So after cancelling this BB, we'll get what? A minus C. Whenever I could write M divides A minus B, the symbolic of this one is what? A is congruent to C mod M. So reflexive is also existing. So this theorem says congruence relation is an equivalence relation. So this is the proof of the above theorem. So corollaries. So these results are very oftenly will use while we are solving the problems. You just go through on this. If A is congruent to B mod M and C is congruent to D mod M, then the following results are satisfying. A plus C is equal to B plus D into mod m, and A minus C, that means I can add the left hand side values and I can multiply the left hand side values and I can subtract the left hand side values of the previous one. That is what the meaning for that. A plus C is equal to B plus D, and A minus C is equal to B minus D, and just multiply. A into C is equal to B into C, and I could square on both sides. This property is very important. Using this fourth one only, we are going to run all the problems. So a square is equal to b square mod m. More generally, we could say a per r is equal to b per r mod m. So these results are very important, right? So thank you. Using this congruence technique, we'll solve problems in our next class.